Back. This is video 5 of 5. I'm the Wealthy Accountant, and now we're going to kind of put all these pieces together. We're going to talk about wealth building, but mostly a term that I like to call personal wealth instead of personal finance. We're going to talk about all the other areas of wealth. Let's head to my favorite corner. Now that I'm getting nice and comfortable, we're also going to slow the pace. So I'm going a million miles an hour when I'm getting tax tips out for you. I'm going to go a million miles an hour when I try to get an outline out. I'm going to talk passionately about reading your financial statements. I'm not going to be quite so passionate about budgeting because I'm not a budgeting fan. But it doesn't mean I don't see a need for it. It's just that I do it a little different than everyone else. And it works for me, and I hope that my system works for you. What I do want to talk about, though, is about wealth. And you hear things like personal wealth, or you hear the Wealthy Accountant. That's my blog. And the first thing you're going to think about is, well, as accountant, it must be taxes. And to some degree it is. Wealth must mean money. But it's not always just money that I'm talking about. Wealth is not only a financial item. If you have your health, you're already wealthy. If you have a good family, you're already wealthy. If you live in a good community, if you have a roof over your head, the basics are covered, you have good friends, life is really pretty good. So what I want you to understand is a new term that I like to call personal wealth. Personal finance is important, but it sometimes leads us a little bit astray. And here's where it comes into play. I'm also involved with a bunch of people that belong to kind of like a movement called the FIRE community, or FIRE movement. FIRE standing for Financial Independence, Retire Early. I'm a big fan of the financial independence part. I think people should get a reasonable amount and even an unreasonable amount of financial wealth. I think people should not get so caught up in this retiring early thing. Checking out is not really what's going to be valuable in your life. This belongingness, this community, is also going to include the things that you do every day. It might be formalized work for the man, so to speak, or it might be in your own business as I do things. If you don't like working in the job you're working, of course you can look for a job where it's more accommodating or more fulfilling. And you can find jobs like that or create your own and then create the environment for other employees to do the same thing. But wealth is not predicated upon just having money. Every one of us know of someone that has a lot of wealth and they're miserable. It's the Scrooge theory, if you will, or that Scrooge syndrome where you have so much money and you're so greedy that you're miserable counting every last cent, or you're so frugal that you forgot to live in the process. So I have no problem with frugality. I have no problem with financial discipline, building some net worth, having financial resources. But I'm very concerned about people who sacrifice their health for it, sacrifice their friendships or their family, sacrifice their community relationships. Your wealth is predicated upon all these things together. And the nice thing about that is that you can grow all of these things. You can do things to improve your health, though some of us are more blessed than others in that area. We can do things to have enough money to meet the bills and make sure that we have enough for a rainy day, but we also want to make sure that we have a great relationship with our significant other, our children, our parents, our siblings. We certainly want to have a good relationship with our co-workers because we're going to spend a lot of time with them as well. We want to have a good relationship with the people in our community because these are the people you're going to meet on the sidewalk as you're walking through town. These are the people you're going to be driving past on the road. And it's nice that they wave to you versus that international sign language which only uses one finger. We want to have wealth. Wealth is about belonging. It's about feeling good about yourself. It's about being content. It's that stoic philosophy of being able to just let go and experience life for what it is. So we talked a lot about money here very quickly. And I want to close with one last little shot in the arm for my new course that's coming out, 31 Tax Tips for Solopreneurs. It is a great little course I put together. It's a living course that's different than anything you've probably looked at before. It's a growing course, so when you get the course, it's going to continue to grow throughout the year with more tax tips, more ideas, and more ways to save money. We're going to focus on those things. My blog, The Wealthy Accountant, focuses on taxes and financial matters. But I also talk a lot about things that are about living a good life. What does it mean to live a joyful life? Not happy, because there's differences in life. Okay, you can be in pain because of a health situation and not be happy, but you can be filled with joy. And there's a difference, and when you understand that difference, you can have the ultimate wealth that exists, and that's the wealth that keeps you alive, nurtures you, build on great relationships with your significant other and children. And if you do that, your life will be blessed all the time. You will be wealthy, and it will not be the size of your checkbook. It will be the size of your heart and your mind. I want to thank you, everyone, for spending these 25 minutes or so in video with me. And I hope you do take a look at my course, because yes, I like to make a little money, but I also want you to save some money in taxes. And I want you to save time and effort so that you can run your business better and more efficiently. So yes, it's a way of wealth that's financial, but it's also by making your life better, by sharing ideas, and things that happen to you come back to me, and I can expand the course as time goes on. It's a living course and always alive. I look forward to seeing you then, and thanks for taking time with me. We only need 10 seconds.